Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Alibi Pod. This is episode 32, yeah?
This is one of those episodes.
Maybe 33.
No, it's 32.
It's 32. And, wow, your hand is looking... He's got the pinky ring, he's got the finger ring with silicone, he's got the bracelet, he's got the finger tattoo, drinking an espresso. My goodness, your hand is so stylish.
Bedazzled.
Yeah, that's wild. But anyway, as promised... Shaken Espressos. Gabe has been learning the art of the Shaken Espresso.
Getting better and better and better. It's been about a week.
Can confirm it's not bad.
It's not bad. Yep, we're the first one. Yeah, it's getting better each time.
I wouldn't call it the best one I've ever had, but
No, nowhere near. We're
not
getting there
bad.
though.
We are getting there, and I do enjoy it. We are back from St. Louis, clearly. We're back in the original spot. We had fun on the car ride, podcasting on the way down.
We did.
It was a great trip.
It was great.
It was a great trip. We headed down mid-morning on Tuesday, and we shot a podcast in the back of the car, which was fun. And then we just, car ride stuff, watched a movie or read a book, listened to music, whatever we did in the car. Made pretty good time. We were able to, in fact... get some Italian food.
Get the Italian food.
We were worried that we wouldn't get that St. Louis Italian food. On the Hill in St. Louis, it's an Italian district called the Hill. They've got some pretty great Italian food, and we're something of connoisseurs.
We love Italian food.
We like our Italian food,
as we discussed last week.
So we made it. We got the Italian food. Favazza's
on the Hill.
Do we have a rating for Favazza's?
I didn't pick a number. I
hadn't
thought
really
it was
of a number.
amazing, though.
It was quite good.
It was very good.
The marinara was not that good. It wasn't
bad.
like a bad marinara necessarily.
It was an objectively good marinara. It just was not our preferential marinara.
Right. It wasn't our kind of marinara. It's rare that we find the marinara that we like. We're accustomed to a very specific kind.
It was more of a sweet marinara.
Yeah, it wasn't that tart umami kind of marinara with some bitterness in there, some tomatoiness in there, some meat to it.
They're all tomatoey.
I mean, yeah.
It was good though.
It's specific. The Alfredo was phenomenal.
The Alfredo was the move.
It was an
Ella
excellent
got the Alfredo, and we should have all gotten the Alfredo.
Yep, pretty much.
Something special.
The chicken parmesan was excellent.
Right?
Excellent chicken parmesan. I came to the conclusion that when I do my chicken parmesan, I do not put enough spices in it.
Just more seasonings.
I need to be seasoning that mug a whole lot more because that was a great chicken parmesan.
The dish I got was marinara, and I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was
and
good.
It also had meatballs, and the meatballs were good and big, as they should be. Very large meatballs.
They were good. Meatballs.
I ate one meatball at dinner and another meatball for leftovers the next day. That's about the size of the meatballs.
Yeah. The tiramisu.
The tiramisu was phenomenal.
That was an excellent tiramisu.
The tiramisu wrapped the whole thing up. The tiramisu was the moment that we said,
now this is the spot.
This was the move,
Also,
bro.
the apps were not bad. That cheesy garlic bread was pretty solid.
I'm an appetizer orderer, as we have discussed before, so I had to get some apps. We got cheesy garlic bread, which was very good, but it was not unique per se.
No,
it wasn't a special.
It seemed like
cheesy garlic
something
bread
that would not be too far off from something you might get at Costco. Honestly,
I feel like I could make it at home.
Yeah,
it was bread with mozzarella and garlic, not that crazy. And then we got some crab stuffed mushrooms, which were
very interesting.
I mean, they were all right. Those
amazing.
were unique. I appreciated that.
They were good.
They were good. And they came in a lemon parmesan glaze sauce, and dipping the cheesy garlic bread in the lemon parmesan glaze. That was the move for the apps.
Pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, I liked the apps, liked the entrees, loved the dessert. Overall, great experience. Didn't come up with a number myself, but it definitely high 8.
Oh yeah, definitely up there.
8.9 or something.
I'm not in the business of assigning numbers often to restaurants that I go to. I go to a lot of restaurants, and I really enjoy the experience of going to restaurants. Even when I don't go to restaurants, I like the idea of it, right?
Yeah.
So I am just a big appreciator of restaurants. So I'll just rave about it and then not give it a number.
It, yeah. We don't want to talk about the lows. We want to talk about.
And if there was anything bad about it, I probably won't talk about that.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a burrito that I talk about from now every now and then that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That I had in Vegas.
Yeah.
And the experience at the restaurant was awful.
Yeah.
I had to wait in line, and when I got up to the front, they were like, "Oh, we don't serve our lunch menu for another 5 minutes. You're gonna have to go to the back of the line."
Oh, wow.
So yeah, terrible experience, but the burrito was fire. So sometimes I just mention the burrito.
Just
and
be
it's like-
positive, just be positive about it. Anyway, we left the restaurant. We went straight to our VIP early access for Judah and the Lion.
VIP early access this time, which was a vibe.
Tell us about the Judah and the Lion concert.
So here's my take on VIP early access, by the way.
Please tell.
It was not that expensive in this case. And this is like a smaller, like not the biggest band in the world, so I feel good about supporting them. I also bought like a signed vinyl record and a tote bag and stuff. Excuse me, at the show, which I like supporting these smaller, more indie vibe artists, right? Whether they're signed to an indie label or not, I consider them, indie as the music industry goes. So the VIP experience was not wildly expensive. So we got in early. There was like a little Q&A, and they played a couple acoustic songs and that kind of thing. Like 15 minutes for real. It was not anything crazy. But it was nice, and it felt very intimate, and it felt like you were an insider, and so that was cool. But then after that, it was like 2 hours until the show started.
The only benefit really from the VIP early access is getting right in the front of the pit.
Yeah, we were right in the front of the pit, and so that was like the primary benefit to us. Because anyone who remembers the last time we talked about Judah and the Lion will remember.
Yeah, we were at the back of the pit.
We were at the back of the pit, and we had tall people making out in front of us.
Yeah, not the best.
Not the most fun in the world, and this was definitely the move in terms of location. So wait 2 hours right in the front of the pit. You get best seats, best standing room for the for the show itself. Now, I believe that you could, if you were over 21, which I was a week shy of, leave the venue and come back between the VIP experience and the show itself. So you could have gone and got like dinner or something.
Yeah, grab some food
or drinks. I guess there's a bar there, so you don't have to leave for drinks. But
I did get a drink. I got a bev.
A mixed juice bev.
That's right, mixed juice. I got the pineapple juice mixed with the orange juice, and they put it in the shaker. And
that's right.
Pineapple orange
Speaking
juice.
of the shaker,
it was quite
shook
good.
These espressos.
We did shake the espressos. And it didn't go that well. So I am a noob. I'm a novice to the shaken espresso
Not just
situation.
shaken espressos, cocktail shakers, period.
I don't do a lot of cocktail shaking. All right, and this cocktail shaking situation that he has over there, whatever this shaker is, I'm unfamiliar with. So I shake it up, right, and I shake it until the proper time or whatever, and then I'm trying to pour it, and he's like, "No, you take off the top, but leave the bottom of the lid."
There's like a strainer so the ice doesn't fall out. It's
and
nice.
then you pour it there, and I poured it, and I guess I poured it wrong. The lid just fell off, and the ice and espresso just go everywhere. And so, I got this cup with the lid in it, and the ice on top of that, and espresso and ice everywhere.
A little bit. Oh! I'm being called.
Oh, goodness gracious! Does she not know? Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Is this an emergency?
Welcome to your second episode in a row featuring on the pod.
I forgot you were doing this right now.
Say hi to John.
Hello, Ella.
Hello, John.
Cheers.
Having espresso?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful espresso. Okay.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. The look on her face when I pull it up, she's like,
"Whoops." Anyway, the point is, I'm not that great with a cocktail mixer. All right, not that guy yet. Who's to say? Maybe I'll start learning the tricks.
This could be your next big
tricks
thing
or whatever. Start spinning it and whatever. Anyway,
our boy Jason, he could probably help you with that.
I don't do a lot of mixed drinks in general. Like, Maybe that would be an interesting to get into, like mixed drinks.
Make like those virgin mojitos.
Yeah, there's
It's
like,
like
a
it's
lot,
basically
there's a lot of
mixed
things.
juice.
Right, you
right?
can mix different juices and like sodas, like club soda and stuff.
Oh yeah. Ella makes mixed drinks all the time. Now that we have this shaker for her, maybe
Yeah, and
she'll
of course,
use that.
different like coffee drinks you can make with like
100%. Yeah,
espresso drinks
I'm
and
I'm
stuff.
I'm gonna get into some more drinks other than just my.
It's a good
espresso
thing to
cream.
get into. Again, not a lot of time and money for a new expensive time consuming hobby. You know,
I don't think it's that expensive.
it's also a high calorie hobby.
That's true.
High calorie hobby, can't be getting any more high calorie hobbies. I like eating out enough. You know. Speaking of which, I'm going to a nice restaurant on Thursday.
Where are you going?
It's a surprise. No, I didn't tell my girlfriend, but we're going to Mchamas.
I don't know what that is.
It's like Fogo, but different. It's
So,
the same-
Brazilian
it's a
steakhouse.
Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah.
She's been to a Brazilian steakhouse
She has.
with
Yeah, I
you
took her to
before.
Fogo on our first date, and it was very good. She liked it a lot. Mchamas.
Have you been to this particular?
Yes, I went there during restaurant week with Grandma.
Oh, because they had deals. Oh, we talked about this. Yeah,
Yes,
they have
they had
deals and.
They had like a included American Wagyu thing, like a Wagyu fillet, whatever they had going.
Wagyu's pretty good.
And they were like, we still have this and while supplies last or whatever, so I guess they didn't sell all their Wagyu.
That's tight.
But whatever, I guess we're going back and we'll see if they still have the Wagyu. But it wasn't quite as good as Foga, but maybe it will actually be better because during restaurant week, they were kind of just trying to get people through as fast as they
Yeah,
could
because they're
and
super
stuff.
busy.
Yeah.
Speaking of restaurant experiences that are not quite as good as a superior restaurant experience,
Oh boy.
last night we went to a sushi spot. You've been there, Saki Lounge.
I like sake.
Yeah, it's good. So we went, like, it was kind of a last minute thing. We were not that hungry, and we were like, oh, but we really want sushi, Ella and I. So we went to the sushi train closer to us, and actually they closed the location.
Oh.
Like the week before,
Santa
like
Fe
last week.
sushi train is
yeah,
closed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which this is not their only location. I guess they're just focusing on a different location. But I was shocked and saddened. But I guess it's not that surprising because almost every time I've been there, I've been one of the only people there. But that kind of like was something I really liked about the experience. But I understand why that isn't really conducive to a great business. But
Yeah, that only works if it's very expensive.
yeah, which it was not. And I really liked that I could get a couple of plates and get in and out for like $20 if I was not that hungry but wanted
Right, yeah.
sushi. So when we found that out, we decided to go to this other sushi place, and we still did not want that much sushi.
Right.
So I got, first of all, I have this terrible struggle. And I'm actually going to frame this as a question after the story.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
we'll come back.
Ready?
We're going to circle back to my struggle
Circling back
with
to the
Asian
struggle.
restaurants.
I
Okay.
believe it.
So we got two. We got her a roll, and then I got a sashimi plate, right?
Yeah.
So I got yellowtail jalapeno, right?
Okay.
So it's just a thinly cut slice of yellowtail,
I'm following.
and then a thinly cut slice of
Jalapeno
jalapeno.
on that little rice ball.
And no, it's not on rice. It's
Oh,
just
it's just the sashimi.
yeah, just
okay,
the.
okay,
I don't know if
following.
sashimi is actually the right term there. I'm not super well
I'm
knowledgeable.
not the big sushi guy.
Yeah. Bottom line is slice of fish, raw fish,
A little
and
bit
the
of
jalapeno. And they have a little sauce that you dip it in. Phenomenal. Now, this was really good, right? But the whole time, and also internally, like in my psyche, the reason I ordered this is because when I went to Nobu, I got something very similar to this, a cut of yellowtail. And I really like yellowtail as a little bit of like a bitterness to it, right? And then they give the jalapeno to balance it out. So this was like a kind of a knockoff of the Nobu cut. And it was good. It was like, you know, if you're really wanting a burger and you have $5, you go to McDonald's, right? This is
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of that
yeah.
version of like...
The Nobu craving hit. Yeah, this is the problem with super nice restaurants is it can kind of ruin your taste for other things a little bit.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it ruins it per se because
hasn't yet
I
ruined my
still
taste.
really like pretty much all like
I will say that like I don't like a bad steak anymore.
well, I feel like a bad steak is there's a range to it, right? An overcooked steak is a bad steak.
Not even
but
like overcooked,
a
just like,
rare
oof.
steak is pretty good from a not so great steakhouse.
Yeah.
Longhorn Steakhouse is not like
Longhorn has good steaks.
yeah, but it's not like top of the line or anything.
not top of the line,
It's
but
a
it's
cookie
actually
cutter
good.
chain steakhouse. But I was about to say that I really like the steaks
As
that
far
I get
as the
there.
chains go, they actually have really good steak.
Okay, well then, who's a better example of someone that's cookie cutter chain that's not so good?
Texas Roadhouse.
I haven't gotten a steak there.
I'm gonna get hate for that. I haven't tried them that
The
often.
rolls are phenomenal.
The rolls
I don't
are
even
so
bother with
good.
the steak.
Oh, the rolls are so
Also, it's a
good.
roadhouse, not a steakhouse. A little bit of a difference. Anyway, here's the question that I want to phrase to you.
Roadhouse.
What?
Maybe I should go to Texas Roadhouse tomorrow.
Remember the line?
Yeah.
Every day, all the time?
Which one?
The line outside of the building.
Oh, yeah. Reservations exist.
Actually, Texas Roadhouse doesn't do reservations. You can just get in line online ahead of time. But like if you're not there
That's
when they're
the
ready for you, they just
reservation.
knock you off. But you can't like reserve a specific time. You have to be like, I'm sure that the line there is 15 minutes and I'm 15 minutes away, so it's kind of a
Okay.
dumb system.
Yeah, that's dumb. I don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
I might still go to dinner tomorrow. I don't know what I might do. Do
You have a
Do you want to
big
go to dinner tomorrow?
bunch of freedom tomorrow?
Well, actually, yes. Tomorrow's my day off.
I have a pretty packed
Also,
agenda
I
tomorrow,
recently
unfortunately.
came into a sum of money. Dad gave me some cash.
All right. Here's my question for you.
Yeah.
When you go to an Asian restaurant, and maybe you're a bad person to ask because you're a little bit, I don't want to say picky, but
I'm a little bit more sophisticated with my taste.
Sure. All right. You're
I'm
a
more
little-
selective than some.
Selective. That's a good term. You're a
Thank
little bit
you.
more selective than some.
Thank you.
When you're at an Asian restaurant, a sushi restaurant, do you get the ginger salad or the miso soup?
I get the salad.
You get the salad.
I'm a salad.
Do you
I'm a salad.
like the miso soup?
Not particularly.
See, I knew this was going to be a problem. I love them both.
I don't actually like either of them that much, but I generally take salad over soup because I'm not a big soup guy at all.
Yeah, I know you don't
But I
like
will
soup,
mess
but
up
miso
some
soup
salad.
is good, bro.
Whatever.
Because you
Anyway.
like ramen too. When we went to the ramen place,
Yeah, I do like the ramen.
you don't like American soups that are like broth and
I
whatchamacallit.
don't
Like
drink the soup out of the ramen though necessarily.
it's so good though. All right,
I'm also
this
not a big,
was
like,
not a good question for
pho
you because of
guy.
your. Oh man, I had some phenomenal pho recently.
No, I'm not. Just the soup. Soup's not my thing. All right, soup's not my thing.
Man, even Asian
I
soups.
just tend to get a salad.
Yeah,
I
all
get a
right.
salad. I don't.
So you'll go to like the crushed red and get a salad instead of going to a good pho place.
I mean, I'll probably eat pho. It's more than just the soup at pho. Although I haven't had good pho like in a lot, maybe ever.
I'll take you somewhere. There's some good pho places around here.
Is that goldfish up there? Do you have goldfish?
I do have goldfish. Help yourself if you
I'm
want.
about to have some goldfish, people.
You can help yourself. Okay, so I have this struggle every time.
Okay.
Do I get the salad? Do I get the miso soup?
the salad.
I go back and forth. The problem is it's like $4 each, right? Now I need to go to sushi restaurants more often with the mindset that I had yesterday of like I'm gonna get one plate of fish,
You know where I should go?
and then I'll just get the salad and the soup. Yesterday was salad.
This was irrelevant. Sorry, I cut you off during your story.
Yesterday was salad.
Yep, salad.
It was the right move for yesterday.
Yeah.
The soup's really good too, though. All right, what were you gonna say?
Speaking of salad, a place I'd like to go back. We enjoyed a nice dinner around my birthday at Charleston's restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
This isn't a restaurant. This is a restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean-
it was the same as like Chili's or whatever, but nicer. It was like what a restaurant should be if it's like
I mean,
a regular
it was a
restaurant.
slightly upscaled Chili's, right?
Right. It wasn't like a specialized restaurant. It wasn't
they
like
charged
a super nice
like they were
restaurant.
really nice.
I know, but that's kind of the dining landscape we're in today.
It's true.
It's like either you're just a regular diner or if you're anything nicer, you're upscale. But this was like a nicer version of a diner. Like it had
Yeah, it
a
was alright.
similar menu, but it felt a lot better. It felt more like a real restaurant, you know?
Sure. Okay. Listen, I've become a little bit of a snob in some ways.
Yeah.
And some of it is just joking, right? I'll eat food no matter where it is if it's good. And also, I've had like some fire, like cheap tacos. There's this burrito
stuff is
place
also-
that's like
yeah.
junky, but I love
best
the
Mexican
burritos.
food is usually very cheap. I don't think
That's
there's
true.
like
All
a
right,
fancy
so maybe Mexican food, but like I've eaten cheap burgers. Like I'm
good
not
burger could be
really
fire,
a
like a
hater.
shawarma
I'm
from
not
a
a
food
hater
truck.
at all.
Yeah.
But when I go to a nice restaurant, I'm paying attention to the details, right?
Yeah.
And so Charleston's, the art on the walls was not consistent in any way. It was a big, like, just messy, like someone walked through a thrift store and picked up all the pieces of art and selected them, or something
It wasn't
like
quite
that.
that bad.
It was not cohesive though, which I know has nothing to do with
It
the
wasn't the
food.
best art.
It's just something that occurs to me when I'm thinking about restaurants.
for sure. Yeah, it wasn't like the classiest decorating or vibe there, and also it was more of an open kitchen concept, which, we're not the biggest fans of open kitchen.
I'm all right with it if it's done
Dad
well.
doesn't like it, and I don't love it, but whatever. Anyway, it was a lot better than that.
I'm gonna come back to open kitchen in
It
a
was a lot
second.
better than
Finish
that
your
restaurant
thought.
that we went to with Amit. The what was it called?
Yeah, that place.
Grand Street.
That place.
That place was a
was
similar
pretentious.
vibe, like meant to be a restaurant, like more of a real nice restaurant, not like a diner, but it sucked. Charleston's, however, was good, and that salad that I got a steak. It came with a starter salad with a croissant. That salad was excellent. Dude, I crushed that salad. That salad was great.
Maybe the secret here is that you just need to get into salad restaurants.
Maybe
there are
I do.
some. Like maybe you just
See,
need
I'm
to
not a
go
big
to some
salad guy, but
restaurants.
as a starter to a nice meal, I will crush a salad.
Oh, you need a steak to come after.
Or Italian food. That salad at Favazza's was excellent. They had a house-made Caesar salad dressing.
I
It
had
was
their
a
regular
huge
house
salad.
dressing,
It was
too.
a huge salad, but it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, good salad.
I didn't finish it because I knew my food was coming, which I didn't finish. I had to get a box for that too.
You
but-
know who has good salad, kind of just randomly? Olive Garden.
They do have pretty good salad. I will eat some salad at Olive Garden. It's one of those things, and I tell my girlfriend this because I'm not I make fun of her for eating rabbit food and just genuinely liking it. And I'm more of a carnivore just generally, but I'll take a salad as like a starter in like a real restaurant experience. And that croissant at Charleston's, dude, that was such a good croissant. All right, it was warm and fresh. It was so good. It was probably top 3, if not the best croissant I've ever had. And I don't eat a lot of croissants, so that's not a high bar. But
What did I just say I was going to circle back to?
we were circling back to something.
Yeah, I said I was
We
gonna
already
cir-
circled back to restaurant, like the Asian restaurants.
No, it wasn't that. It was something else. I
Were we
forgot what it
circling
was.
back to salads? No.
I don't think so.
We'll just move on to the next item. We talked about Judah and the Lion. We talked about Italian food.
We should talk about the stock market.
Let's talk about the stock market.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's an interesting time in the stock market. I like to talk about the stock market. I've been talking about it with everyone. Just it's forefront on my mind.
Me too. I was out to lunch with my in-laws, and we never talk about this kind of thing. And I was like,
No.
"How about the stock market
Yeah,
today?"
I be telling my clients. They sit down. I'm like, "How about the stock market?" And they're like, "What?" The thing is, like, you can probably Google the percentage, but what percentage of Americans have money actually invested in the stock market?
I have
do
no
you think?
idea. Probably not.
It's
that
probably
many.
like
It's-
only like 10% of Americans have money.
It's
invested
not
in the
really
stock
that
market.
much. The thing, though, about the stock market is it does affect everyone because the economy rides on the stock market.
So I
And
saw a video today that said the stock market is not a reflection of life for the average person. It's a reflection of the state of businesses in
which
America.
in turn eventually affects
Which will
people.
so like life can be bad and the stock market is good, or the stock market is bad and life is just worse. This is what he said basically, which I thought was kind of amusing, but also it's mostly based on speculation. Like the stock market is the same thing as like gas prices. Like it's a made up number somewhere in the sky, you know?
Sort of.
It's not like a real, this is what it actually is. You know, it's all made up numbers, and this is how billionaires exist because it's imaginary money. It's dust on the air.
With the so Ella has prior to this week had very little
it to be
knowledge
real
of the stock market.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of explaining to her how it all works.
Live on the AlibiPod.
Oh, that was dumb.
Not a good one.
I'm retaking mine.
Retake it. Why are you making me? Do you want to be in it? Anyway, Ella.
She doesn't know too much about the stock market, but I've been teaching her about more stuff. Right? I've been explaining to her
'Cause you're
a lot
a
of the
great,
stuff that she doesn't know.
experienced stock market guy,
I wouldn't say that, but I'm familiar, right? More
Same,
familiar than
yeah,
she
same.
is, with a lot of the details at least. And so I was explaining, and I ended up on my soapbox in the car the other day, kind of like, the stock market is pretty much a bunch of, at this point, it's pretty much just like trust fund babies, right?
Yeah.
Who didn't ever actually work a job, and like they focus in stocks, right? Because we're a generation away or 2 generations away from like the beginning of the stock market where you worked your way into the stock market. So it's like, people that inherited their money and then now what they do is stocks. Right, so they spend their time on Wall Street smoking cigars.
So we're talking about like day traders,
yeah.
like blowing their inheritance.
I wouldn't say blowing.
On day
Hopefully
trading?
growing. But I'm talking
Day
about
trading
like.
doesn't work though, right? Didn't we? Isn't that like an established thing?
Well, here's what we're thinking about, right? Remember the GameStop story?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we'll call them the bigwigs. The stock market bigwigs are the guys that decided to sell off GameStop, right?
Sure.
These are the people that they buy into a stock.
Short it or whatever. Shorten.
Sure, whatever they do, but like described in a very basic level, the bigwigs buy into a new stock.
Sure.
The value starts going up. Other people see them buying in and also buy in. You and me, we see them buying in and we buy in, right?
Whatever.
And then it goes up, it goes up, it goes up, it keeps going up, right? And then eventually the bigwigs decide we're done with this.
Short the stock, sell it.
Drop the shiny object, they sell it all off, right? Value goes down, they get their cash out hopefully at the top. And they spend their time trying to make sure that they're selling off at the top,
Right.
buying in at the bottom.
But this isn't really like people building their inheritance. This is like Warren Buffett's company and
That's what I'm saying.
people like that.
Yeah.
It's like established.
Well, but Warren Buffett's going to die and his son's going to take over or whatever,
Well, it's possible.
right?
So sure, yeah, whatever.
We're a couple generations from the Warren Buffetts of the world as a general rule, right?
Sure.
So the question is, do you feel good about the idea? And in a lot of cases, you're right. It's companies, it's people that do this for a living, and they're not personally making the money. Always, but often they are, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the question is, do you feel better knowing that our entire economy hinges on a stock market that's controlled by people who don't actually work a job, they just do this
Sure.
because they're good at this? Mm-hmm. Or do you wish that the entire economy hinged on something that we all could touch if we felt like it? Which technically we can, but we all could control in a more meaningful way.
So here's the deal, and this is also true of politics. It's true of economics.
Absolutely.
Power shifts. No, you can make power accessible. You can democratize everything, but power will always shift to one side. You'll always get top heavy with power. There will always be the few controlling the many because that's just how humans work. We aren't gonna it's available. You can go buy stocks right now.
Yeah,
I
totally.
can go buy stocks right now. I have stocks.
Yeah, and if you've read up on
download Robinhood and I can pick and I can day trade if I want
yeah,
to.
if you've watched the movie or read up on the Reddit story about GameStop, that's
Yeah.
kind of the power that you see there.
You can do that. Like you can go to an investment firm like Edward Jones or something like that, and you can get a portfolio. You can invest money. It's a thing that we're all allowed to do. But again, we didn't look up the statistics. I'm going to assume it's 10% or less of the American people actually invest in stocks or own stocks. Maybe not counting like somebody who has like a regular 401k. Right? Same with power. People always complain about politics. You're not in politics, and neither am I, you know? People like the power just shifts because a small group of people will look into it, and most people are too lazy or don't care or not knowledgeable or think it's unattainable. So that's just kind of the way it works, and I'm comfortable with that. I think that it's fine for it to be run by people who do this for a living because everybody else doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't understand it. Like, I feel like the entire system would collapse if everybody tried to get their hands on it.
I've got our numbers if you actually cared. It's a little bit higher than you thought. It's about 31%.
31%?
And that's not including like the traditional just
401k
401k Roth type of deal.
Okay, yeah. So 31% of Americans have some money invested in stocks. Probably.
And anecdotally, right, you've said it probably feels like less around you.
It feels like less, yes. And I mean, the people who actually control it is like a fraction of that percentage, you know?
Right, the big investors. The big dogs. Yeah. I'll give us a little
wrap up.
a little. I just want to say a little disclaimer after the fact, I guess, but we're not like.
We take a mild interest.
Yeah, we're just yapping.
Spitballing.
I mean, this is not stock advice, and maybe we're wrong about some details. I'd love to be corrected if I am. But anyway, yeah, we're wrapping it up. We both finished our espressos.
Yep. We love stocks. We love talking about the market. Yeah.
We love yapping.
We love yapping. We just, we were born to be rich people. Drinking espresso, yapping about the market.
Have a bedazzled hand.
Have a bedazzled hand. Talk about food and go to fancy restaurants. It's just our culture.
It's fun.
We got money, I guess.
We'll see you next week.
Get out of here.